Yo, yo, yo. So I promised today we would look at the dirty string from our little science project that I conducted over the weekend. It was pretty gnarly. So if you didn't see, I posted a video on Instagram last night. Man, I really should have just, hey, let's see if I can be pro here and send it to myself. And then that would be pretty bodacious if I could send it to myself and play it. Do I have those mad skills? Nope, it's on my other phone. Okay, so let's do it the ghetto way. We are gonna go to. Hey, I'm looking at Whistling Diesel getting arrested. That's not what I wanted to show you. Righto. You good?
If you've been following yo-yoing in recent years, you might have noticed a new trend appearing. It's to catch yo-yo tricks in your mouth. This might be okay if you have impeccable hygiene, but what about an average kid? There was only one way to find out. We headed to the Arizona State Yo-Yo Contest and tested out a bunch of kids' yo-yo strings just to find out what was on the string. We tested out a number of other things you'd expect to be dirty, like a yo-yo player's shoe or a yo-yo player's dog's mouth, even the most disgusting place you could think of. We even went and tested the toilet. Gave samples 3 days to incubate. This was the shoe. This is the dog's mouth. And this one, it's the toilet. Not as bad as I thought. But the most disgusting, this is a yo-yo player's string. Ugh. Which leaves me with the question.
What'd you put in your mouth? Great comments from people. My DMs were nobody wants to admit how grossed out they are by it, apparently, because everybody wanted to message me. I'll read you a couple of the comments. I just like those tricks anyway. Maybe some silver ions would help. Strings would be kind of expensive though. One dude suggested antimicrobial string already. Another world's finalist. I've always hated tricks that use the mouth. They look unhygienic and I never wanted the general public to see them. So I'm glad you shared this video. Yeah. Never liked these kind of tricks. No new concept at the same time. High risk to get permanent injury for no reasons. Ooh. Okay. Another person said, can you test the finger spin dimple next time? Sounds like a good idea. But overwhelmingly, people seem pretty cool with it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. It was a fun project, and today I'm going to go. You're going to get the behind the scenes of it. Now, I am not a trained microbiologist. I did contact a local expert who guided me through the process and told me how important it was to avoid like cross contamination, or you just end up all up with the same results. As far as analyzing the results, I'm not an expert there either, but this has really interested me, and I'm looking to get into that. So I want to mount it on the slides, look at it through a get a microscope, look at it through a microscope, and try to identify some of the bacteria and stuff that is going on there. I'm learning though. I know the difference between what a fungus looks like and what a bacteria looks like. So we'll look at the first one, and man, let's see. Maybe I need another light behind here just to make it really pop. There we go. So this one is Katie's shoe, and this was one of the first ones I showed in the video. And the one on the edge there, that brainy looking one, that's fungus, right? So that big one there is probably fungus as well, but a different one. The the rounder, greasy looking ones are bacteria, and there's fast growing and slow growing. Those little dots out there, those ones are probably environmental. That could even be just like dust. But when you look at the way it's in streaks, that's kind of the way it's applied to it. Okay, so the floor, a lot more fungus and stuff, and yeah. But I mean, so that's like the floor. And think about it, people walking into the bathroom, walking across the floor, that's the kind of stuff. And I mean, when people are hitting yoga, even beginner kids walking the dog and stuff, they got no business putting that in their mouth. Okay. So that's that one. Uh the next one, I don't know, I'll show you the background ones first. So the toilet. Hang on. I've got a little bit of tape on it. I don't want to open the vial up because I can tell you the I have opened the bag on a couple, and it was a big mistake because they stink. And when so I was going through one to try to get like a sample to look at the microscope, and the smell was horrific, and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. Okay, so this one's the toilet, and as you can see, there's hang on, let me get my lefts and rights here. There we go. As you can see, there's a lot less of the little spores, so there's a lot less cross contamination. But those dots, that's like that waxy red dot, that's a bacteria, and that's probably like a longer strain, um, which could be E. coli, which you'd expect because that's what you find in dookie. And that toilet was not clean. It was like full of dookie. So um, I don't know. That's kind of what you'd expect there. The next one I want to show you is Michelle's dog, because Michelle's dog was one of the faster growing. Hang on, where did I put it? Okay, so Teddy's his name. Teddy is Justin Dower's dog. So let's get a look at Teddy's string. Again, my professional methodology here is not real good. Now Teddy's string stunk real bad. So Teddy's like, and this is just like general bacteria, and I mean that was all in a dog's mouth. So I don't know, Muslim people out there saying that dogs are filthy. Yeah, pretty much. You don't want to get bit by a dog. Um, yeah, kind of nasty. Okay, but that's a dog's mouth. We haven't actually even touched on a yo-yo string yet. So I did go out and sample a new string. And it's funny because when I hit the new string, I got a bit of cross contamination. So this will give you an idea. The string itself was swabbed in the middle. So this one, and I swabbed it in an X to make sure that I'd know if there was anything. So most of these results are actually cross contamination, and that one of them is kind of funny because it's like one of the biggest growths I got. Because you can see it. It's under the blue tape. If I angle it a bit, you can probably see there, and it's spewed out. That's a mold. So that was just one mold spore, which could just be floating around in the air. And this stuff around the edge, that does look like a bacteria as well. But the X pattern in the middle where I swabbed it, there's nothing there. So a new string is rather good. And this sample was actually taken 2 days before the contest. So this one, it's the slot. It's just pretty good. Pretty good all around. Okay, so now we can get into the yo-yo strings. So, well, it started off. This one. Hang on. This one I'm going to take out of the case because it's really taped on. Thanks, cameraman, which is me just clicking buttons. So this one was a string that was on a demo yo-yo at the contest. So a lot of hands were touching it. Okay. So this one, you can see there's just a couple of growths. It's not too bad at all. So this was not used by anybody to do mouth styles, right? So this was a non-mouth style string. Generally, it's okay. Like that, wouldn't be too concerned about. It's probably better than I expected. But then when you get into the kids that did mouth styles, which we'll get into, there's another control one here as well. And this again, this was a demo yo-yo that was used by lots of kids, but not anyone doing mouth style, right? And it appears that that's a really big contributor to the filthiness. This one's actually the Gentry string that I used in the video. So, but Gentry wasn't playing with it. It was one that he gave to kids. And sorry, change the camera. And if you look at this one, it's largely clear. There's a few little dots there, but realistically, I think that you get them from like normal air contamination. So Gentry and his customers at the contest. You're doing all right there. You must have washed your hands. No dookie strings. So nice work. Can't keep saying the same as we get down into it. Okay. We have I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here. So I'm going to not show the names. And it appears that I didn't bring the worst one up, which was the one in the video, which is a little annoying. But there's three here. Hunter doesn't do the mouth styles. Show you his in the bag because it's real easy. Hunter's doesn't do the mouth style again, but it's a well used string. You can tell that this string gets used, but it's not like dookie covered. This player doesn't do as many mouth styles, but man, that is something. All right, again, not the rest of the string pretty good, but that is like that there is something to be concerned of, and that's pretty fast growing. That's from the test taken that day. That is the biggest growth, individual growth that came off it, and it doesn't look like it's mold. That's a bacteria, and that's a fast growing bacteria, and that's a nasty looking bacteria. So that one, like, ugh. Okay, next one. Now you remember how the ones on the toilet were like look like the dookie ones look like orange dots? Yo, check this string out. Pretty much the same. The toilet sample was taken like a couple a day. Um, yeah, was taken a couple of days before this one, so it's like this is pretty much the same stuff that was on the toilet. Yeah, and this is a mouth style player's string, and you can see that there's more growth on it. So it's not as dirty as the one that I used in the video and I made the example of, but it's pretty freaking nasty if you ask me. And there's one more. And this one, I actually told this kid that his sample wasn't that bad, but uh, I think it's the difference between a slow growing and a fast growing because I didn't really. It wasn't bad a day ago, but now that we've gotten to it, oh man, I opened the bag. Ah, you can just see it. I'm getting rid of all this stuff today. Going to dispose of it sanitarily. Okay, but let's click over to the other camera. And this one is nasty. He's got the dookie dots. He's got a little bit of fungus growing there. It's all over this one. So totally gross. I think these ones here will turn into the orange dookie dots. And yeah. Oof. All in all, disgusting. But kind of what I expected. What do you expect? Like, you go to a yo-yo contest, you playing with everyone's yo-yos, you're playing with your own yo-yos, you tie up your shoes. Like, I don't know. The whole yo-yo contest, I don't go to the bathroom, so that's not my thing going on there. But I don't know what people are doing in the bathroom at yo-yo contests. I got to tell you, uh, competitive yo-yo players at contests wash their hands because they want clean hands. So I guess that's why some of the competitors ones would be cleaner. It's like why the plague stopped when it got to the Muslim countries, and that's because you wash your hands before prayer. They were cleaner, and competitive yo-yo players, I guess, would be cleaner than kids. But imagine like a little kid with his grimy string without his sponsor, like grabbing bunch of string and sticking it in his mouth. Like, yeah, too much information. I don't know. It's kind of gross. I'm grossed out by it all. Okay, so last night we listed 99 dragons, and there are three colors for 99 dragons. Look at me transitioning from gross stuff into yo-yos. So I feel like I need to wash my hands after even looking at that stuff. So 99 dragons dropped, but so that's You get that cool scales or dragons as the pattern. You got that cool laser art around here. Big steel rims in it. It actually comes out lighter than the original Nine Dragons, but it has more power because of the rims, and you feel that in play. It's funny when you spin the rims, that's not actually the part of the yo-yo that spins, the flywheel in the middle. Um, the I think one of the coolest parts is the shells are sold separately. So you can go get all the different shell attachments in all the different colors. And I think maybe I have some pictures of it. I'm like grandpa here. I've got the light on my phone. I kind of expected that I would. Ah, here's some shells. You know, if I was a real pro, let's see if I can be a real pro. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the new shell. These ones are sold separately, so you can put them on any Nine Dragons or 99 Dragons, and they look cool, and you can just tweak it out. Mine, I have a red one with blue shells on it. Yeah, that's what I collected myself. So 99 Dragons dropped, and the other thing that's dropping today is Spotlight Plus, which I have. So every Spotlight Plus for the launch is going to come in one of those cute little single yo-yo cases, but I have it here, a Spotlight Plus. So this shape is identical to, well, it might just have a little bit more curve through here than the original Starlight prototype, those red Starlight prototypes that were kicking around for like a year. So we dropped the prototype of that for Worlds in 2024. Again, it was just a prototype because we wanted to get Hunter's equipment locked in nice and early for his 2025 campaign, and which paid off, second place in the world. This year, similar. We're locking it. We're trying to lock in the shape, but we're going to lock it in with the monometal and see where we end up with a Starlight version of this. But 60 millimeters. So the little catch line that we're going with, 60 millimeter world class performance under $60. So the launch price, well, it's $55, but it comes with a single yo-yo case. So you can snag one, get the case with it for the regular retail price. And because I have mad skills, I think I can launch them. I think I have that power and ability in my hands. Yes, yes. Active, available. Save, done. But it didn't say anything about the case. Who changed my listing? Hmm. Uh, Let me fix that. Introductory offer includes single yo-yo case. Yeah, see, that's how real people do business on their phone while they're live streaming after they play with filthy bacterias. That's my day. Speaking of my day, so I'm supposed to be leaving on Friday for my around the world junket. Um, and it's crazy. Like this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous because uh, I knew I was going to Okinawa. That was a given. How then when I threw the option out there to go east or west, I'm up for a challenge. So east, which means I get to go through Europe, because when I tossed the coin, it was either Canada or Europe. Realistically, now that the strike's over, probably could have gone through America. I could have hit up Lucky's and seen his collection and everything and made that part of the story, which would have been super cool because it's a yo-yo trip that I'm going on. But I got first stop is France, and the format for the trip has been locked down. So this is how it's going to work. Okay, so there's going to be I'm constantly going to have a yo-yo challenge. Going to be a challenge presented to me, and I sat in on the process. We brainstormed the list here. We put them all, sealed all the challenges in envelopes. So I got an idea what's going to come up. I don't know what order it's going to come up, and I don't know all of them. The first challenge is actually going to be given to me by Judah Brazelton, who just won the Arizona State contest. So I was like, Judah, if you win the contest, you can give me the first challenge. And he's like, yeah, I'm down. And he's going to give me the first challenge. But I don't get that challenge until I get to France, and that's when the challenges begin. So leaving on Friday, uh, going to land in Paris, leave the airport, get the first challenge. I don't know what the first challenge is going to be, but I'm thinking it's going to. You go to France, Eiffel Tower, Eiffel Tower. Yeah, so I'm imagining it's going to be something Eiffel Tower, and then what happens after that? I don't have a clue, because if once I complete that, from what I've contributed, there's like meet up with yo-yo players, find yo-yo stores, that kind of stuff involved. But I don't know how it's all going to shake out and where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be and all that's going to happen. All I know is so that'll be Friday, and then the next Friday I've got to be in Okinawa by that evening. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be challenging for me because I have to tell the story. So I'm looking to do lives. The lives will be coming out on YouTube, probably exclusively. I'm looking to publish a short every day, and then hopefully at the end I can figure out how to finish myself a long form video. Uh, Shout out to my homie Brandon Vu for helping me out here and being a good inspiration and guide through this process. He's been very generous with his time helping me out, and yeah, I really, really, really appreciate it. So yeah, mad love. Okay, so I'm up to date today. Spotlight Plus has come out. Uh, I've got to drop a video on Spotlight Plus. There's a hunter interview and some sick tricks. I've got most of that put together, so that's got to come out today. So I'm in side quest land now because side quest. I want to put out a short every day. Yeah, and I'm thinking about doing a okay. I'm thinking about doing a skill addicts trick every day, like learning a trick, showing the process, and uploading and getting it approved on Skill Addicts. If you don't know what the Skill Addicts app is, it is probably the world's premier yo-yo teaching app. You go to the website, you make an account, and there are videos. And the videos teach you the trick, and there's thousands and thousands of them. They have their series of videos, and then there's user-generated videos that you can also complete. And when you complete the trick, you upload it, and there are people there who can judge you to show if you have completed the trick correctly. So if you've made a mistake, they'll be very helpful. They'll tell you where you've done it wrong, and you can go back and learn the trick correctly. And then you re-upload it again, and somebody will be like, yay, you've done it. And you can open up new sections. You can win credits for stuff, but it's just a great way to track your own progress in learning yo-yo. And I had a bit of a run on it. And it was funny because it was during another trip, because I remember uploading from some crazy places. And for me personally to go back and look at that, that'll be some good memories. But I'm going to yeah, I'll start on Friday, and I'll try to upload one in every country I visit. The goal is 7 countries, okay? And it just depends on how crazy the challenges are. Um I don't want to die on this trip, like, you know, 24 hours no sleep, but I'm willing to give it a pretty good nudge. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there and tell the story and make it enjoyable, not just for me, but share the experience. And yeah, it's all about yo-yo and sharing the love and the joy from playing yo-yo. I love yo-yo. I love travel. I love traveling with yo-yo. I want to share this with you. Maybe you'll think it's cool too and do some stupid stuff just like me. Yeah, that's the point of the story. So I said that there's going to be a new release every day this week, and I've only got 2 out. The next, which I also still need to make a video for, is the Turbo Confusion. Look at that one, and that one, and that one. So the Confusion is interesting yo-yo. It is a responsive metal yo-yo. It's pocket friendly. Like this is it's from another era, realistically. So in the late 90s, the whole concept of what the best yo-yo in the world was you had to be able to do every trick with a yo-yo. You had to be able to split the atom with it, turn around and bust out 50 loops. Like that's what a good yo-yo was. And this yo-yo pretty much got to be the epitome of that. And its secret weapon were the response pads inside. Yo, that was a great meme face there. Somebody go screen cap that. So these pads on the inside around the bearing are were originally called brake pad technology. Okay. And they simulate response of like wood. So there was a couple of patents on this. This was the first pad that was at or below the surface. It was the first pad in a uh, like commercially released ball bearing yo-yo. And when it came out, it opened up a few conventions. It allowed the yo-yo to slide smoothly on the string. Like plastic starburst yo-yos were all like jumpy and everything. You could get a consistent response with it without having to require oils and lube, so you would get a longer spin time. These pads were used in the first yo-yo to spin for more than 10 minutes. They were used in a yo-yo that was in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most expensive yo-yo ever, and it was $150. This yo-yo, which probably is superior to that, is like 35 bucks. So we are the only brand who use these pads commercially. I think we've sold them to some other like boutique brands who maybe are doing stuff, but I'm not too aware of it. Um, but yeah, it's a responsive metal yo-yo. It's real pocket friendly. How long do they last? It's a good question. There was like, to be honest, me personally, when I grab one, first thing I do, shorten the string. The strings on them are just way too long, and I don't know, the gap and everything. It works with just like a little bit shorter string, much better. I put a drop of oil on the bearing just because I think they come a little bit too dry, and I mean, I still get response, not snappy response. That first time you lube it and play with it, the oil just well, the grease really needs to work its way into the bearing. The next time I lubricate it, I will get snappy response for weeks. Um, so yeah, how long do the pads last? I don't know. I don't think I've switched on any of these. I'm going to take one on my trip because I think that would be a cool yo-yo to carry. In fact, my quiver. I'm locking in what yo-yos I want to take because it's coming up. I've decided I'm going to take a Spotlight Plus as my main player. I'm going to take Confusion. I'm going to take 99 Dragons, and I'm probably going to take one. I should take balls, and then I should take one more yo-yo. And I have a Miracle Masterpiece. It was actually a prototype. It was a prototype that we made that was pretty sick. It has a brass weight ring with a polycarbonate cover instead of the stainless steel. So it was something that it was kind of an afterthought, but then we were like, oh, that's what we should have done all along in terms of um, being a miracle. Now, when you see it, it looks like there's visually a step in there or a recess, but it's actually smooth all the way across because it's clear polycarbonate over the top. So this yo-yo has the honor of being POM, magnesium, brass, and polycarbonate in construction, which is absolutely nutso crazy. But when you think about how the original Miracle started all this plastic, metal, hybrid rim stuff, which I see a lot of today, for us to go a little crazier with it seems kind of normal, natural, kind of where you'd expect it to go. So that is I've got one of them. Yeah, and I said I took it around the world once already, and the finish actually like they start off a little like it's not chalky, but it's not. it's not like a blasted surface, but when you play with it, um, you end up with this really smooth, nice out yo-yo. 99 prototypes. There is only one prototype in the building. I actually, weirdly, just in front of me, I have one of the original, well, sorry, the modern version of Nine Dragons prototypes. This is machine shells, but when we decided we needed to make a new Nine Dragons and we didn't want it to be quite as loud, this was one of the original samples. And it ended up on my desk up here randomly. There's a few variants, but this is the one that we pretty much put into production. Yeah, so no 99 prototypes. There's one, and I'm not parting with it. So sorry, little Willie Styles. It's not going to happen. Okay, I feel I've had a good run here. I haven't waffled on too much. Um, Tomorrow will be my last day before I jet, so I think I should go live. I'll figure out the details and probably post it on Instagram if you're looking for details if you want to join live. Um, that's kind of how all the new ones sound. From my sonic testing the other day, the loudest yo-yo that I found was the old nine dragons, and the new ones were disappointingly nowhere near as loud. So sad, sad. If you want a noisy one, you got to go find an old one, or I don't know, really break it, do something. So yeah, we'll go live. I I feel there's one more yo-yo today I should show you and talk about, and it was I don't know if I think I showed these last week, but this is we're about to release them. This is the Testicular Cancer Society balls. So the purple color, which man, we get a lot of requests for purple yo-yos with the little their little logo on the side, our little logo on the other side. Look, it's balls and balls and balls and balls. And we I think we're gonna drop these Friday. Um, and there's like some little setsy deals. You saw the Christmas ones yesterday that hang from the tree. So we'll drop them on Friday. We'll drop this on Friday. And we've also got a Hunter freestyle with balls to drop as well. Just to show that they're capable of doing some tricks. And yeah, there's a lot of people look at them and go, "Oh, novelty, novelty." It's like 100 millimeter wide yo-yo with like a 50 something millimeter catch zone. It's a very capable yo-yo, and yeah, should be taken a little more seriously. There could be something in yo-yo design there. We'll never know. We'll get there in the end. Thank you for joining today. I'll give you your day back. I know a lot of people watch this later. I know that because they send me messages. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, as I said, I'll be there tomorrow. Last day before I hit the road. So see you then.